I am Anjelika Temple, and Mom Hive Live is a weekly series in which I have the privilege of talking to amazing, badass, entrepreneurial women and moms like Megan and Cristina, who are joining us today. Hi, ladies. I'm so thrilled to have double the guests that I normally do. Megan and Cristina are the founders of the incredible shoewear and fashion brand FREDA Salvador. And why don't you guys start by just sharing a little bit about your families and your kids and, give people a little bit of context before we dive in.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for having us here. We're super excited. My name is Megan Papay. I'm one of the co-founders and designers at FREDA Salvador, which, as you said, makes footwear. I have a 13 going on 14-year-old daughter named Piper, who is in 8th grade.
And I'm Cristina Nelson, the other co-founder and designer at FREDA Salvador. And I have 2 young kids. I have a son named Luca, who's 7, and a daughter who's 5.5, and her name is Lila James. And yeah, they're both just so special, and this time with them, getting to know their little personalities as they're growing has been amazing. My kids, we were having dinner one night and, they're little, and this happened maybe even a year ago, so even smaller. And my husband and I were trying to have a, deep conversation with them about where money comes from, and you work hard and things aren't free. You work hard, things at home, and I said something, and my son chimes in and he goes, "No, Mom, you don't make money. You make shoes. Daddy." And I was like, "Oh, wait, sorry, what?"
My daughter's the older one. The younger one doesn't know what's going on. But the 4.5-year-old, she's also been in photo shoots with me. And sometimes I'll be I'll get something and be like, I need to take a photo. So every so often she's like, "Is this for your work? Do you want work poses?" And I'm like, "What are work poses? Tell me more." Which is just I'm like, what am I creating? And I know Piper was 3 when you started FREDA, and that at one point you were contemplating having another kid. And can you tell us a little bit about how your decision not to have another kid has influenced the way you approach your decisions about the business?
I had a really difficult pregnancy, getting pregnant, had to do infertility treatments. I got pregnant. I had some bleeding, so I was on bed rest, and then I had postpartum. So it was a trifecta of emotional journey with the pregnancy. Yeah. And so, when Piper was 3 and Chris, I just felt ready. I was so excited for it. She was going to pre-K, and that decision was a no-brainer. And then along the way, we always discussed having more than one child, but FREDA was fully demanding of my time, and I loved it. And so I kind of put it in fate's hands. I'm like, well, if the time is right, I will get pregnant perhaps, and I'll have a baby, but it was never something I wanted. And then I was out with some girlfriends a month or so ago, and she was telling me about hormone replacement therapy. And I was drinking my margarita. I was like, oh my, I had my period in so long. And then we just started laughing, which is not funny. I was literally laughing, crying. And she was like, when you get older, you drop more eggs. Could you be pregnant right now? I'm like, holy shit. And I went home, and I just, my husband, I'm like, I don't want this. I don't know what I'm going to do if this is a baby. I see the other side of Piper being in high school. I see us visiting her in college. I see our retirement. we're so close to that side. So I went to the doctor, and I got my blood work back, and it turns out I am post-menopausal. I am done. That closed the chapter for me in a way that was so profound, and it really hit home. So I no longer, not that I would ever wanted to have a baby, but now I can't. And so that was so kind of triggering in a way for me that I had to talk about it. So I do work with a life coach, and we've had a lot of conversations about it recently. And I had a breakthrough a couple weeks ago where I'm like, you know what, FREDA is my second child, and I have no resentment of that decision. But as we grow and scale, I need to make it my life's work to be constantly proud of what I'm doing.
Everyone tune in to Mom Hive again next week, and be sure to follow FREDA Salvador, and we'll tag Megan and Cristina so you can follow them and their journey, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.